Oh, I feel absolutely miserable. Been talking about this thread that I started, and it's all about subwoofers and blowing candle flames out and such. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Oh, gosh. And during one of the postings, I happened to post something about a sound format, a film format that I do not fucking care for, and that is fucking IMAX, or I call it Liemax now, just simple plain Liemax, because it is all lies, and it's caused me an anxiety attack. Suddenly starts in the stomach and it works its way up, and then I know my heart rate's going to go like, if I put myself on the EKG. If I can grab it. Oh. Oh. Okay. Let's turn it on. Okay. There's my EKG. Okay, I got 8.1 volt. That's okay. Let's put the what's it on? I'll just wait for a second till it acts. It's all activate. Okay, it's active. Got to wait until I get get a reading. Got to wait a second. Come on. Maybe try the reset. Yeah, that's a little bit erratic. All because of fucking Liemax. I hate those fucking Canadians. I really do. They fucking come into my United Kingdom country and they tarnish the fucking Empire Leicester Square with their fucking Liemax and turn a big screen into a tiny screen. But it depends on how you define tiny and large. The Empire was 1,130 seats. Now it is only something like 400 seats or something in a Liemax. So that's hence why Liemax. And then behind the Liemax wall, the false wall, they put an imitation Liemax. They call it Super Screen. What used to be the front of the auditorium screen is the opposite, because they put in between the walls of the auditorium a false wall. In the circle they put a Liemax, just because dimensions of the wall are angled, narrow slightly going towards the front, and as you move more towards the back they widen out, and the floor height as well. Doesn't mean they got a bloody big screen. It's just stupidity and greediness. And I think the Liemax cost the Empire Leicester Square £11 million, and it's got sound leakage from one screen into the next and vice versa. You know, if you're going to do buildings something like that, you utterly divide the foundation, so it's not going to create any sort of tactile sound transmission, mechanical transmission, sound transmissions, as well as just about you can hear something that's low frequency. Yeah. Anyway, my JBL sub bass speaker blew out a candle flame nicely, And then you got this stupid Interstellar Liemax movie, that stupid Nolan movie with muffled no, with flipping Matthew. I can't understand what the fuck that actor says, because he's muffled. He always speaks muffled. It's just an overrated bloody rubbish movie, where it is just stupid. Who thinks that the launch sequence in Interstellar is better than Apollo 13? Even though Apollo 13 is a little bit rubbish because they compress most of the launch time, because an actual launch, if anyone's watched space shuttle launches, they're usually about 8.5 minutes, and that could be pretty damn boring watching it. But if you're on the actual vehicle, it's going to be, pretty scary until you get into orbit and the engine's all shut down. It's like one astronaut says, Story Musgrave, that's the only time he feels at peace, when the engine's shut down, because it's pretty scary. You're only trying to achieve to get from the ground to up here, and it's not easy. And I don't know about coming back, because I suppose the same. It's a bit of a rough ride, and anything can happen. Just for the sake of, it's not like we can have an elevator and just get in it and just go up, which will take quite a while, mind you. And an elevator, something like that, with a tower, would have to have guidelines spanning over flipping miles, because the wind speed and everything, until you get up at a certain height where there's not going to be any wind. That's like you see in that movie, what's it called? It's a stupid Dolby Atmos movie with Brad Pitt. I think everybody knows the movie. Something Astra or Astra Star or whatever. Rubbish movie. Rubbish Atmos soundtrack, because you only get height number 2 middle overhead surround active on that rubbish Skywalker sound mix, and the voice of Brad comes out the middle center speaker, because I use a 9-channel overhead, so his voice literally comes from the middle, because it's a center phantom sound, while the other left and right is playing stereo, because it's stereo. They are stereo channels. Anyway, looking at my EKG, my heart rate's starting to slow down, so that's okay. So that's it. Good bit of kit to own if you're kind of concerned.